Great job, sir. Dr. Hansen's offered to stay on with us for now, and I think her skills will be invaluable.
It's hard to believe I'm even here.
Great to have you, Doc. How you planning on pitching in?
Well, your medical facilities are medieval, and your science expertise is non-existent. Perhaps I could start there.
Ouch. Well, I guess you might be able to teach Stedman a thing or two. Welcome aboard, Doc.
Guess you heard the news by now, Raynor. Looks like you're back in business.
That I am, Mr. Hill. And fighting a Zerg and Dominion all at once is going to take its toll on my standing forces. You got any guns for hire?
But you know the invasion makes it a seller's market right now. Still, your bartender over there makes a hell of a Mai Tai. So, sure, I've got some mercenary contracts you might be interested in.
You're all heart, Mr. Hill.
So now we have access to the mercenaries. So mercenaries are pretty cool. They added them to the Wings of Liberty campaign, and how these guys work is that you can purchase them outside of missions using your credits, and then once you own the contract, you can summon them in missions from the mercenary compound, which is that thing right there. These guys are like way stronger than their equivalent unit. As you can see, the war pigs have 65% extra health and 35% extra damage, which is really nice. However, they also cost more than their equivalents to summon. In the war pigs case, they cost 250 to summon 4 of them, while the equivalent for regular Marines would only be 200. So it's an extra 50 cost, which isn't too much, but as you get later on the line, some of these become really, really expensive, but they are definitely worth it. Now, a couple of things. There is a bit of a cooldown between like the times you can summon them, so you can't just bring them all down at once, and you are limited to how many you can summon. For the war pigs, you can summon 3 squads, which is 12 of them, so you are kind of limited, but still having 12 powered up Marines is pretty good. Now personally, I'm not somebody who really gets these all that often, simply because I prefer to spend my credits on upgrades to my units, but saying that, there will be some of these I'll definitely get, because some of the later ones are really, really good. Anyway, I'll come back to you later, Mr. Hill. So now we are in the Cantina, which is the third area of the Hyperion. This is basically like the bar from the start of the game, so we can talk to characters, we can look at some different stuff, and watch the news!
Donny Vermillion, UNN. We've got Kate Lockwell on remote feed from Agria, a fringe colony. Are you there, Kate? Okay, we seem to be having a sound problem with... I'm being told Emperor Mangsk is going to address us directly. Let's take you to his announcement, already in progress.
My finest military minds are being brought to bear, and it's my pleasure to announce that they'll soon be led by the hero of Taurus himself, General Horace Warfield.
Warfield? I thought he retired years ago.
With General Warfield at the helm, and our finely honed Dominion military under his command, I have every confidence that this new Zerg threat will be contained very soon.
There you have it, viewers. With Warfield in command, the Zerg swarm will be defeated in no time. Up next, Raynor ups his campaign of terror just as the Zerg reappear. Coincidence? You decide after these messages.
Whatever you say, Donnie. So that guy's General Warfield, his new character in StarCraft II. We'll learn more about him later. For now, let's talk to Tychus.
You meet Dr. Hansen yet?
Sure did. I asked that sweet thing if she'd like to give me a physical. No harm in asking, right? I think she's got her eye on some pansy ass, though.
Yeah? Who might that be?
Oh, I don't know. Some white knight kind of guy came charging down to save a colony, maybe. Damn, Jimmy. You never could read the ladies.
I should really take this down. Guess the crew thinks it's cool or something.
Jimmy, I thought you'd like these. They're the winning entry of a Zerg hunt a few years back. Maybe they'll bring you luck. Joey Ray, owner / proprietor of Joey Ray's Bar, Masara. P.S. I'll add the TV to your tab. So the last thing in the cantina is the arcade over here. Now, I might show this off later on, but what it is a like little mini game you can play that's based on The Lost Viking, which is a Blizzard game that was made a long, long time ago. It's a bullet hell like you can see, and it's been redone with StarCraft characters, so you control a Viking and is going up against Wraiths and Science Vessels right now. I'm really bad at this. Like, I am really, really bad at it. So I'll probably show it later on in the bonus episode or something, but for now I'm just going to leave. Let's head over to the armory then. What's going on, Swan?
Just keep those colonists out of my armory. That's a disaster just waiting to happen.
So one of the really cool things about the armory in StarCraft II is that as you unlock units, they show up here, and then you can click them to learn more about them. I'm not going to read through this, but if you want to pause the video, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I like the fact that they dedicate a lot of time into fleshing out a lot of the units you get in the campaign, so thumbs up for that. And with a firebat in our army, we now have some new upgrades. So over here we have Incinerator Gauntlets, which gives them a 40% larger area attack. Pretty good. Means they could roast Zerglings and hell, even probably like Marines better. Although I wouldn't really use firebats against the Terrans. And their other thing is Juggernaut Plating, which gives them +2 armor. Once again, really good against the Zerg because they can tank up a lot of damage really well. Now, to be honest, I don't really see myself using firebats that much in the campaign. I will be using them in a couple of missions, but they'll probably just be in bunkers, so I don't really see myself needing the armor upgrade. Even though, like, on paper, that's really good. Another problem with it is that it's quite expensive. The other one's only 40k though, and that does work really well while they're in bunkers, so I'll probably pick that one up later. But for now, let's get this for the medic, and let's get the range increase for the bunker. Alright, up to the bridge then.
I've heard a lot about you, Commander. The Dominion always portrayed you as a criminal, terrorist. There's more to you than it seems.
Well, with the Dominion being what it is, someone's got to stand up for the little guy. It sure ain't gonna be Minsk.
Doesn't seem like the Emperor cares at all. My people from Agria and displaced populations from across the sector have all fled to a refugee staging area on Meinhof. There are reports of violence and disease spreading throughout the camps, but the Emperor's done nothing.
I'll look into it, Doc. It sure felt good rescuing those folks. But there's millions more out there that need help, too.
We can't be everywhere at once, sir. The important thing is that we set an example and gave them hope. Every time we help folks in need, it's another step on the road to a better future.
I know, Matt. But it's been 4 years and we're still no closer to bringing Minsk down. Now with the Zerg back in the mix, your better future needs to hurry up and get here, or there's gonna be no one left to see it.
How you doing, Stepman?
Sir, any chance you'll get the lab up and running soon? That'd be great.
Soon, I promise. Alright, so we now have access to 3 missions, and today I will be doing Monolith.
The Mobius boys think there's another artifact in a world called Monolith. Supposedly there's Protoss guarding it. A group of fanatics call themselves the Tal'Darim. Now don't get all sentimental thinking these Tal'Darim are your old Protoss buddies, 'cause they ain't. There it is, Jimmy. Just like Mobius said. Easy money.
I don't know. There's a lot of Protoss down there. We're gonna have to... What the?
Warning. Multiple Zerg biosignatures detected.
Ah, hell.
Them critters were just hiding underground, waiting?
No idea, but you can bet they're headed straight for our shrine.
Well, that show complicates things. We can't fight 2 armies at once, partner.
With any luck, we won't have to. We only need to hold the area at the top of the shrine long enough to extract the artifact. So we'll land here and cut our way through the Protoss lines while they're busy with the Zerg. It's only a matter of time before the Zerg overwhelm the Protoss. We'd best grab the artifact and be long gone by then.
Alright, so mission 5, and we're finally going up against the Protoss, who are the 3rd and final race in StarCraft II. So I'll talk more about the Protoss in a little bit. For now, let's get our base up and running. Oh, and this is the Merc compound, by the way. So how it works is that there's a cooldown in the units, but eventually we'll be able to summon in some war pigs. Get the SCV going. You start with the refinery, which is nice.
The Zerg severely outnumber the Protoss forces. It is likely the Protoss will fall shortly.
Here's the plan. Then we've got to get that artifact before the Zerg overrun the whole place.
Warning. Protoss stalkers
Wait, what?
are gathering
Oh, no.
on the perimeter. Incoming transmission.
I got something new for you, cowboy. Marauders. The latest word in big bada boom hardware.
I ain't sure this is the best time to be experimenting, Swan.
Best time there is. Let the Marauders loose against those stalkers and you'll see.
So we now have access to Marauders, which are a brand new unit in StarCraft II. So Marauders are big beefy guys in armored suits. They do a lot of damage, they take a lot of damage in general, they're pretty cool. So one of the cool things about StarCraft II is the fact that they gave types to the different units. So for example, in a previous video I mentioned that biological units can be healed by medics, but another type in the game is armored. And armored is generally given to units that, as you can kind of guess, have a lot of armor on them. So stuff like tanks and stuff like the Stalkers up here. And Marauders actually do more damage to armored targets, making them a great pick against the Protoss, because a lot of Protoss units are armored. The Stalkers are, there also some others which I don't really see here, but there's stuff like Immortals and Colossus, which are some of the big, like, powerful Protoss units. Those guys are armored, making Marauders a fantastic pick against them. Like hell, even the Zealot, which is the basic Protoss unit, doesn't do that much damage to Marauders because of the Marauders' high health and defense, meaning they can tank them up really well. So yeah, if you ever watch a PvT match online, Marauders are they're pretty good. As a matter of fact, whenever I play against some Protoss in the campaign, I'll probably be using Marauders because they are fantastic to have. So in general, use Marauders against Protoss and use Firebats against the Zerg. Some other things about them though is that they cannot attack air, so you have to have Marines for that, and they are a little bit expensive, costing 100 minerals and 25 gas and 2 supply, so watch out for that. It's very easy to get supply blocked if you're building a lot of Marauders for your army. So what can I mention about this mission? Everything looks good here so far. So the idea of this mission is that the Zerg will slowly push forward out of the Protoss, out of their base, and reach the artifact here, and we have to get there before them.
Warning. Incoming Zerg attack wave detected.
No, leave me alone, Zerg. Oh man, that attack wave is really, really small. So the Zerg will eventually reach the artifact, but it takes them a very, very long time. When I first played this mission, I kind of rushed it because I thought they would get there really quickly, but they don't. Like, you can take your time in this mission, build up some defenses, get a big army, and go fight the Protoss, and you'll be absolutely fine. So I guess while I'm doing this, talk a little bit about the Protoss too. So the Protoss are the third and final race in StarCraft II, and they're pretty simply put the opposite of the Zerg. While the Zerg are all about overwhelming the enemy with massive forces, the Protoss units are all pretty expensive and have very high supply costs. However, they're individually really strong, meaning that a small army of Protoss units can take out a bigger army of the Terrans or the Zerg pretty easily. To give you guys an example, in a second, take out this dude. The Protoss Zealot, which is this guy, this is their basic infantry unit. He costs 100 minerals and 2 supply, but as you can see, his stats are really, really good. He does 8 damage and attacks twice, which is pretty nice. Get him! Compare that to our Marines here. Kill it. Like, our Marines are 45, and they only do 6. So yeah. Although saying that, because Zealots are more expensive to build and they're also melee units, they have to be good or they'll be kinda useless. So the fact that the Protoss do have all these units that are quite expensive to build actually makes them pretty cool, I think. They're very interesting with lots of really neat abilities. So for example, give me a second, these Stalkers here can actually blink. Which, if you've played like any RTS, you've probably heard before, because blinking is like a short teleport. Stuff like Dota has it, League has it in Flash, also World of Warcraft probably has it. I know that Warcraft 3 has it. So yeah, a lot of games use stuff like blinking, and Stalkers can do that, which I think is really fun. Like, to be honest, the Protoss are actually my personal favorite race, just because they have so many unique abilities. Oh, they're attacking us again. And now our army's not here. Okay, we got a guy in, that's cool. Yeah, these guys are doing nothing to our marauders. Get over here. So yeah, for example, as I mentioned, they have the blinking guys. Zealots here, although they are melee, can learn an ability called charge, which means they can just rush into an enemy and get right in their face and start beating them up, which is cool. They also have these units up here called the High Templars. High Templars are like completely magic units. They can't attack, but they have really good abilities. One of their abilities is called Psionic Storm, which puts down this electric field that just burns through weak units. For example, like our Marines and shit would get melted by Psionic Storm, so... I probably should get some more barracks, because I'm running like... I have so many minerals there. Let's get some more bigs in. So yeah, I just think the Protoss are really fun to play. They have tons of like variability in the units they get, tons of different build paths, and it's really, really cool. So let's talk about some of the really unique things about them. The Protoss, their thing that gives them extra supply is the pylon. The pylon also produces an energy field that powers their buildings. So if you can kill the pylons in a Protoss base, then their buildings will just shut down like that. So focusing on pylons is one of the key ways to defeat a Protoss player, because if you can do that, then any buildings are powering will cease to function, and they will be completely useless. So generally you'll see Protoss guys either hide their pylons behind their other buildings, or power their buildings by several pylons. Because that way, even if an army gets to sneak in and take one out, their buildings will still function normally. In this mission, because they are kind of teaching us how the Protoss work, they put the pylons in really stupid places. Like, there is no way that anyone would do this in the game, but, you know, for the tutorial level, I don't really care. Let's take these dudes out. These guys are sentries. They are an early game caster unit for the Protoss, and they can throw down these force fields here. Force fields are a little bit annoying, as you can see, but they'll eventually go away. So one other thing about this mission, which I didn't mention, is that we have to pick up some artifacts here for Stepmen. It's for the research stuff, which I'll get into later, but there is not one here. There was also one over there, and one there-ish. And there's one more around here we'll have to pick up. Let's take those dudes out. And I think the big Protoss base is up here. And like, as you can see, we're almost there anyway. Like, the Zerg have barely made a dent into the Protoss army. Although they are trying pretty hard. So let's do some of our tactics up here and take out the pylons first of all. That'll shut down that cannon. And yeah, these guys are smart because they're actually powering up their buildings by several pylons. Run away! For example, these ones here. Taken out. And now their forge has stopped working. That's their upgrade thing. Kind of similar to how the Terrans have the engineering bay. And these things here are the gateways, which gives them their infantry units. So let's take that out. And yeah, all of these are shut down, so we can just kind of ignore these now. I'm sure you guys are fine. Yeah, you're fine. Wow. When I first played this mission, I had a lot of trouble with it, but going back now that I know how StarCraft II like really works, it's kind of funny actually. I mentioned that last time too in mission 3, but yeah. I think it's pretty fun to come back on these missions on an easier difficulty than I'm used to and just kind of smash through them. So I guess we'll talk more about Protoss in a later mission when they come up, because we are just kind of introduced to some of the basic units like the Sentries and the Zealots and the Stalkers. But yeah, like the Protoss I think are really, really fun to play. They have a lot of really interesting gimmicks you don't really see in RTSs. And the final thing is over here. Let's pick it up and then we can head up to the artifact. Come on, you dudes. Are you guys ready? We're almost there, and they threw around some more force fields. Come on! Alright, there we go. Time to pick up the artifact and get the hell out of here. Wait, what?
What the?
Oh shit. Okay, take them out. Alright, that was pretty easy, but yeah, if you come in here without knowing about that, then you can kind of get destroyed.
I got a crew coming down to pick up the artifact.
We got what we came for. Let's hightail it out of here.
I forgot how resourceful you were, Jim.
I won't make that mistake twice.
Kerrigan.
Oh, the plot thickens. The Mission 5 Smash and Grab has been finished. Here are our achievements, here are our mission summary, and on to the next one.